Hey y'all, it's Aaron. Today I'm gonna be playing some more Minecraft. I'm playing on my Infinite Peaceful Survival server, and yeah, the plan for this video is I'm working on a tower that is gonna have a portal to a dimension that has a specific resource. So I have a list of dimension like words, like the phrases that you put in the books, for basically almost all the block types. And I'm going to be trying to build a tower that has a portal to like basically one of each. And then if I need any resource, I can just go to that specific, uh, dimension, get the thing I need. And yeah, that basically I wanted to start working on my base a bit, but then I was like, I'm gonna need like a whole lot of resources when I do it. And you know uh, the regular place where I'm building my portals, like if you think about how many blocks there are, there's like over 200 whatever. And it's not practical if I want to get like I just want to go get some wood to travel like 1,000 blocks or something, because it's horizontal. So if they're vertically stacked, then you know it's a lot easier because you can have like levels, and then each level on my plan, each level has uh 16 portals. So it's like four per side, and so then with 16 dimensions per level, and you just go up. So I try to group them by level so that, for example, you have a wood level and then a colored concrete level and then a terracotta level, and that kind of stuff. So it's like if you need, you know, concrete, you just go to the concrete level, get what you need. So that's the plan. It in recording, it did take 17 and a half hours of footage of playing, and I wanted to get it to a point of like completion before making a video about it. So as you can see, like I'm gonna be uh, basically super time lapsing forward. I actually need to find a better way of doing this because uh, it's just if I do need to compress a whole huge amount of time down, just like going really fast isn't ideal. Like what would be cool is if I can get like the replay mod working, and then if I'm doing something that is like kind of repetitive, like mining. What I'm doing here is mining uh, ender chests for obsidian, and instead of it being like super fast from the first person view, it could be from a third person view. Okay, and unfortunately I managed to die. So um, that was disappointing because it took a long time to get all of the gear I had enchanted. So I had like the fully enchanted, armor and tools and stuff. Um, and falling into the void, there's no way it survives. So one of the reasons why this project took like 17 hours to do is because I actually died twice and had to. I don't think I have all my gear back, but I had to like get at least the tools back, you know, and some of the armor just to make it practical to keep playing. So I'd say maybe half the time I took on this project so far was re you know re-getting the enchanting and gear, or enchanting and getting the gear enchanted. Because I have to like go get the experience as well. I have to get the books. If I don't have the right books, I have to go find the villagers again. So I haven't set up like a trading hall or anything because I'm not supposed to be dying this much. But that seems to always end up happening. Um, But yeah, so I'm only about halfway done with the tower by the end of this, but it is quite useful already. Like, I'm contemplating whether I should try and finish it first or if I should move on to building my base. I might try and finish it. Um, but like, I was also thinking that other people might want to build a similar kind of tower. So I think what I'll do is I'll also build one in creative mode, and I'll make a separate video as like a tutorial on how to build the tower. And that can, be edited and all that to make it a lot easier to follow than what I'm doing here, with all the dying and that interrupting, and also stuff like changing my mind about stuff like I decided to not use the first level of the tower for portals because there wasn't any easy way of getting into the middle unless you go through a portal. And I just like the idea of maybe of you just walk in like through an open uh, doorway type thing. Yeah, as you can see, it's like super fast forwarded here. I think at points it's like 16x or more. But yeah, at this point I was just going up. I didn't really know what kind of build height you had on top of the nether. And if it wasn't like super high, then I'd need to change my plan of building it there. I'm kind of still conflicted if, this may have been better to build in the overworld. So I guess when I do the tutorial video, I will build it in the overworld and make that the better example. Uh, reason being, obviously, one of the reasons is that it's difficult to see in the nether, like there's the nether fog and all that kind of stuff, so it kind of doesn't look as cool as it might. And then the other one is more practical, is that if it's in the overworld, then you can have bubble column elevators and stuff to get up to whatever floor you want to get to. And then another sort of design flaw that I only really came to after I got too far. Like at one point, I actually like, you know what, I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna go down and break like all the obsidian I've done and do a new format. And I started, and it was taking so long to break the obsidian, and I realized how far I had to go. And I was like, you know what, I'll just make this one work. But that was that. I think it's better to have gaps somewhere between some of the portals so that you can get in and out as well. It's not. I mean, you can just walk through portals. I think sometimes you go through them instantly though. Like I think in creative mode, but in survival you can just walk through them to the other side. But it's just not like aesthetically as cool as just having a gap you can jump through. You don't want to have the swirls on your screen or whatever. um, yeah, when I build the tutorial version, I'll leave some gaps, I think, on the corners, and that might make it look kind of nice as well. And then another problem with the whole concept is that uh, the dimensions have a random color portal. So like, yeah, basically each dimension, the words you put in, they like go through some kind of algorithm thing and end up as a number, and then like the last 3 digits of that number or something get used as the RGB input for what the portal will be, whatever. So it's not correlated to like what's in the portal, but it might be cool if, uh, especially for colored resources like, colored concrete, stained glass, and the colored terracotta, I thought it would be really cool if the portal color was at least like vaguely similar to the color of the resource. And that ended up being a lot more of a difficult task than I initially thought, because some some of the dimensions, it's like they'll have, I don't know, 30, 40 different uh, options to look through, and none of the none of those 30 or 40 give you the right color. So you kind of have to like, okay, it's supposed to be yellow, this is kind of orange, but when I do orange, it's going to be a little bit more red. You can tell them apart, so yeah, I'll use this. So uh, there's a lot of room for improvement. Like if you could find a really good RGB match to single resource, but I also had a lot of other like criteria, I guess, which is like I wanted them to all be overworld dimensions, just because that's void dimensions, like you can fall in void, so that's immediately not a good place to gather resources, in my opinion. And then for the nether, um, I don't know, it's like feels kind of cramped, and I just like the idea of there being like these like sort of open cast mine. Like it's like most of the dimensions I go to, you know, are I'm going to be building and improving and making things look cool. But then the resource dimensions is like, you know, that's where things are about destruction, and like you just can just see like how basically you'll know how have a visual cue of how much of each resource has been used throughout the world based on how much of it's been mined in that resource dimension. So maybe in like years time, uh, you know, it'll be an interesting comparison, see how much of the different ones get mined or something. I don't know. And other things like where there's like wood. So even though the dimensions are like single block dimensions, you know, in terms of almost pretty much every block in the whole dimension is that specific block. You can see different examples. I'm going into each one to get some of the blocks as examples to lay on the floor next to the portal, so that there's a visual cue. You don't really need a sign to know which is what. You just look at what's on the floor. So yeah, I initially had signs there to remind myself, but then I took them all down because I changed my plans a bit. Like when I decided not to use the bottom floor, it's like I had to move everything up one. So basically, all the signs I put up were wrong immediately. um, and then there's other issues like, and some of the blocks aren't on the list of dimensions of single. Wait, I didn't finish the wood criteria. So even though they are predominantly one block, they are often things like pools, like you know how you'd have like a pool of water or lava in the overworld, and those are normally a different block, and they can be random. They can be water, but they can also be lava, and so if it's a wood dimension, then I also want to make sure that it's none of those blocks are lava, because then basically as soon as you spawn in the dimension, the wood starts burning, and it's just gonna like burn away because there's gonna be lava. So as soon as you explore a new chunk that has lava in it, the new fire that can, you know, basically burn the whole dimension down. So um, it took a very long time to go through the list of dimensions and find dimensions that I thought would work, and that's why the colors don't really line up. So in theory, if you could get it correct and you could like pick any RGB for your portal, you could have all the colors be in the same place on different levels, and then that entire row, or column rather, yeah, that entire column going up the tower would all have portals of the same color, and the resources would all be that same color. So you know, like that's where I go to get yellow or blue or black, and you can also see it throughout like the whole column, and that effect doesn't really come through because of all the difficulties. And so I'm sure if someone has a lot more time than me, or a way to kind of check the RGB of the dimensions without actually visiting them, check if they're overwalled or not before visiting them, make sure there's no lava before, but you could narrow it down, maybe find better RGB fits and make a better example of this tower. So if anyone does that, please, like, if you heard it from me or whatever, please like let me know so I can see yours, and I could even like update my tower to have the dimensions that are better. But yeah, I thought like this tower would be like kind of, it's almost like, I would say, the one of the best ways if you wanted to have a long-term world on the infinite snapshot would be to, like, as soon as possible build this kind of tower. And because like, so there's certain things you need to have, like, so obviously there's the whole obsidian thing, there's the book and quills you need, and then you know you'd need, like, to get there you'd need probably iron and diamond and stuff. So you know it may not be like the first thing you do, and also to get that much obsidian and without like beacons or enchantments, you know, it could take forever. So you'd maybe want to go to the dimension with the ender chests and use them to get obsidian, because then it's like you break one ender chest, you get 8 obsidian. So it's kind of 8 times faster than mining obsidian, roughly. So yeah, and so yeah, other difficulties are that there are certain dimensions that don't have aren't on the list, or you know, I'm really happy that I found the dimension with ender chest, because I haven't found any other people mentioning it, and playing on PS4 without ender chest would be really annoying. And I haven't been able to find one anywhere other than that dimension. So that kind of really made me like feel good about this whole plan of doing this long term, you know. Yeah, and so yeah, you saw me earlier getting beacons and stuff like that, like getting conduits. Those dimensions, those resources are scattered, but they're still like the best source I have for them. So if there was a dimension that was like just ender chests without anything else, or just beacons without anything else, or just conduits without anything else, then those would be better views. Also here you can see I've like tried to do stripped and non-stripped woods on the same level. So like, because like if you want to do a huge project, you know, not it's double the amount of work to get the non-stripped and strip it. Just go straight and harvest stripped. Oh, another thought I had for these dimensions is I could set up like those TNT machines that like fly and drop TNT and then use that to harvest resources. But I probably wouldn't use the TNT duping, and also because I don't need to, because there's a TNT dimension, trying obsidian dimension. But yeah, so I think the levels I've not done yet are things like I need to do like a overworld level where oh, this is like my water dimension, I think. uh, I don't know, but yeah, I need to do like a overworld thing. So like if you need dirt, gravel, stone, cobblestone. Actually, probably need 2 floors. It's probably come up with 32 overworld blocks to have. Then a nether, or 1 or 2 nether levels, a lot of nether blocks. I've got 2 of the woods from the nether, and obviously I've got a nether quartz ore dimension because I use that to mine XP as well. So that's already 4 more levels, and then I haven't done the glazed terracotta yet. And I think I need like another miscellaneous level probably. Like, I know I don't have any specifically like with jack-o'-lanterns or stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lot to do to finish it. Yeah, but maybe I will have a better way of recording when I try that. So this is like obviously like now back to relatively normal speed, and that's because I don't want to skip over what's about to happen. So tragic. So this dimension is really laggy. You know, I kind of have like nightmares about this exact moment and realizing like what I could have done differently. Like, I tried to place a block under me and jump. Maybe if I tried to build down from the nether level down and then jump onto that. Because what happened was when I tried to place the block on the bed broke in mass and I fell into the void. And so again, I had to go and gear up before I could keep going. Fortunately, I didn't lose huge amounts of things when I died, because like I tried to not keep too much on my inventory, like move it to a shulker that's sitting around or in the ender chest or into storage, not just carry like a whole block. But I think I did lose like almost a full level's worth, so like I had to go to 16 more dimensions to get like the example blocks from the floor again. Yeah, this is just me getting emeralds, I think, because I needed them to trade. Yeah, because I needed to get some more books. Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, I guess that's kind of talking about this whole thing. Maybe once I've done that, finished. Well, yeah, I'll probably, I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna be making videos every week just yet because I have a lot of work. I have a lot of overtime to do, and um, you know, not surprisingly, I don't make any money from making videos and stuff. So uh, I have actually been like had the opportunity to do overtime work, which I have basically had to take uh, common sense, because really need the money in a lot of debt and stuff. So yeah. Um, so yeah, I've been working overtime. I was also ill quite a bit, and then obviously I don't know if you follow on my main channel or not, but there was the whole like civil unrest thing here a few months ago, but that like hit a lot harder than I expected it to. Basically, nothing bad happened, but it just sort of opened the wounds of the break-in again and made me like afraid to exist again. But you know, I've kind of overcome that again now, and feeling a bit stronger as well, which is nice. It's also been like really cold, and weather's been like really rainy and windy and stuff. and it started to get warmer now, which is cool. Yesterday was quite hot, but it did get cold at night, and so that's also helped me to feel a bit better because coldness and cold weather and stuff just makes me feel down. So yeah, the I haven't had the time or motivation, energy or whatever to make videos, but I want the videos I make to, I don't know, I kind of feel like up until this point, it's been almost like a documenting what I'm doing process. And that's been fine because honestly, there hasn't really been anything to see if you're not already interested in what I'm doing. There's nothing super compelling apart from just seeing someone playing Minecraft. And I want to get, I want to make more progress in my world because I feel like that's the one thing I can find satisfaction in and that can help other people find interest in what I'm doing. And so yeah, I kind of want to have something to show at the end of a video, not just be like, this is part one of the 5-part project, and then part two, and it's like, if I can just do them all in one video, even if it takes longer for that video to come out, I think it'll be more interesting to watch. And yeah, uh, I might take a stab at making the tutorial video. Um, I'll see, because I might be getting some leave from work, so I might have some time. So I'd really like to make that video and kind of maybe also make another video that's like um, why you should play, why you should play long-term worlds on infinite snapshots, and just explain my reasoning for it and stuff. Because I think those two videos together can like maybe be something that can interest people in actually trying, to play this. Like when the snapshot came out, it was very popular. Like lots of YouTubers were making videos about it, and lots of people exploring it. And then like some people started worlds, but none of the YouTubers really like made a long-term world of it. So there were some series, and they got to like, I don't know, 20 episodes deep or whatever, and then they got over it. But I think I've also come a long way since then, because like back then, like not a whole lot was known about all the dimensions and stuff. Like there was the Easter egg list which people explored, but um, the concept of having like a tower with uh, every resource its own dimension, with only that resource in that dimension, like that kind of thing, wasn't being talked about or done at all. And I feel like it does change the appealingness of playing this, because it's like, especially a lot of people, they say like they don't really like building too many farms. Like it's Minecraft, they like mining and crafting things. They don't like farms and this kind of thing, it's like you kind of sticking to that mining, and because instead of building, for example, an iron farm, you build a portal to the iron dimension. And then whenever you need iron, you don't just go pick it up for your farm or AFK. You actually have to go and mine it. But you've got as much as you could ever want. So in some ways it's more work, because if the farm is doing it for you, you just open the chest and grab. But in other ways, it's like it's less work than having no farm would normally be. So that's the kind of reasoning for like playing this version. And I think, now that we've got these kinds of things possible, if I can demonstrate it, I'd be really hoping to encourage and inspire some people to play this version and see what other ideas people have. To this ender chest like refused to get into my inventory. I think I had to go and get another one. Actually cut the video there, but yeah. And back to super speed. So yeah, and I feel like that maybe that's a good time for me to get into making videos a little bit more professionally in a way, like in terms of like trying to use the replay mod and maybe a bit more editing. But I still am going to try and have like full capture, of like not just doing a whole bunch of stuff off screen, but like, having like the replay mod time lapse, that would be a game changer. So I'm gonna really give that a shot. Or at least if I can't do that, maybe I'll have like a second account logged in that I can like place somewhere as an observer and record off that. I don't know. That's basically what the replay mod does, I think, but um, not, I don't know, similar. But yeah, I just don't know if it'll work with this version of Minecraft. So yeah, this is the TNT dimension, and so what I thought was, okay, I made those like white quartz stairs on the outside of this tower, but it would be cool to have like something colorful, like colorful stairs on the inside, and it will be a little bit easier to use because like I only built one up ramp basically per level. So to get to the top, you have to like keep walking around a lot to find where that floor's. I think I might have tried to like make them make sense, but it's still like a different side of the thing, and yeah, so like a more like tight or like close lit stairway would be easier to use. So then I was like, okay, let me grab like tons and tons of TNT. I think I was like almost like 2 shulker boxes full of TNT, just so that I have like as much as I want. I know I won't need that many. Go to like each of the dimensions of colored concrete and get like as much. I think I tried to get like oh, I think I spent a stack of dynamite per dimension and then just grabbed as many concrete blocks as that got me, which had varying levels of success, but was always at least, I think, like 15 stacks, which isn't too bad. Then I could use the colors of concrete for building the stairway, and that would make it kind of look cool and fit in with the whole rainbow aesthetic that I like so much. So yeah, that was the plan, and so that's I actually did some editing now to after showing you what I'm doing in the yellow concrete dimension. Yeah, there we go. So now I have 4 going at once, and then in a little bit of time it's going to jump to 16 because that's like every concrete. So um, it might be interesting to watch each one on their own, but the 17 hours, like I had to try and think of ways to shorten this video. um, so yeah, I was like, well, it might look cool to have like all the different colors of concrete on screen, you know. So this is like the first batch of 4, which is like yellow, orange, red, and pink. And so yeah, now we jump to all 16, and they're kind of starting all at different places, so this might be a little bit hectic to watch. I guess you could like pick a box and see what's happening in it, or sort of allow them to like blur it together and just take them in. But yeah, so this took a long time as well, obviously. But it was also fun, like a fun way to harvest it. And I'll need to be doing this kind of thing a lot more as I go forward, because, well, I don't know if I'll do the same montage style, but what I mean is I'll have to go to like one of each color resource. I'll definitely need to do it for stained glass, and the colored concretes, and yeah, I'm gonna have to do this a lot because I tend to enjoy using like spectrum, like the rainbow spectrums of color and stuff. So yeah, but yeah, this is you know it's cool, I think, and yeah, it would be cool if there were like a whole bunch of people playing this version of Minecraft, could like share ideas and stuff. So that's kind of what I was thinking, like maybe making some more like edited, like not playthrough videos, but other types of videos, and maybe share those on like some forums and stuff to see what people think, and maybe pick up a few more subscribers if they like what I'm doing or want to see where this goes. Because yeah, I think there's like the resource harvesting dimension of this world where I like building this tower and all that. And then there's like the exploration dimension where like I want to go to different cool dimensions and like build builds in them that are like try and fit the build to that dimension and make it kind of interesting, and so there's like an infinite amount of like interesting content if you look at it from that perspective. But there is a lot I want to do in the normal dimensions, like the overall as well. Like I mentioned, I want to start working on my base, and I'm kind of finalizing the concept for that in my head. But yeah, it's going to involve like drying out a big part of the ocean, building like a stairway into the sky, and then eventually I want to build statues of all my cats, like um, sort of in the distance, as like these huge, sort of in fog almost, because they're so far away, uh, surrounding the base. Like that would be pretty cool. There's a lot I want to do in the Nether. Like I would like to try and break through the Nether roof on a massive scale. Like think of maybe at least like 100 or 150 block radius of broken through, if not more, so that when you are standing in like the normal nether biomes, like whatever it is, crimson forest or whatever, instead of there being like netherrack or bedrock or whatever it is on the roof, it'll be open to essentially like the sky, like the nether sky. And then I was thinking maybe I'll make like a light blue concrete like ceiling right at the top of the nether roof, the nether dimension, and kind of have this like almost like a blue sky overworld vibe. Might be interesting. Yeah, there's so much to do, but I decided to do like the infrastructure type stuff, like get all the blocks I need first, so that when I do start getting into the projects, I can just like focus on those, not like, oh, now I need this resource, how am I gonna get it? It'll be like, no, I know how I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna go to the tower. Yeah, so I decided to build basically like a stripe, I guess, of each different color. And then if it wasn't like, because like some levels are like wood and they don't match the colors, I still kept the same colors in the same places just so that it had like some. Ooh, somebody's moving my camera. Excuse me. I think it's Venus. anyway, yeah, so that it was the same like going all the way up, and then obviously all the yellow dimensions are in the same position, and then yeah, it also ends up looking cool. But like, even though it's for functional reasons, functionally cool. Yeah, that's me. Um, I do have a lot more work I need to do, overtime work, so I'm probably going to be light on videos for a bit. But yeah, things are happening, and uh, well, I got this new clothing dress, so that was cool. Got two tie-dye skirts and a tie-dye dress. Yesterday, me and my boyfriend visited a cool like sort of vegan coffee shop thing. So I might be complaining about work and all that, but you know, there's a lot of positives in life as well, and yeah, sure things will work out in the end. But plan on getting basically more and more prepared and ready to work on this because I want to get back to at least a video a week if I can. And yeah, once I've started to work on my world a bit more, I can start promoting my channel a bit more because honestly, right now, I don't tell anyone to come watch these videos because it's like, I don't know, find it hard to imagine me being interested. Uh, and I don't think I'll feel that way once I'm actually making things, not just trying to get resources and stuff. And like initially, like I was trying to find dimensions that had, you know, good combinations of resources. I was going to use them, get the resources I needed, and just make a plan. But that was before I found the list with, you know, the dimensions with one block each, and that just changed like the vision for the world basically. And I think this will be a lot cooler and better. And yeah, when I'm hoping that I would get Starlink next year, I paid a deposit to like order it, pre-order or whatever. But it's only coming to my country apparently 2022. We'll see if they stick to that because I am in South Africa, which is almost like the opposite of where you can get Starlink now. But once I have that, I am going to be able to stream. And then I would like to try and stream for at least like maybe 2 or 3 hours a day and maybe take a day off somewhere. I feel like having, you know, short stream sort of almost daily is better than like a long stream every other day or, you know, on weekends. Because if someone likes, um, you know, the stream or whatever, they want to come hang out, then it's useful if they know like a specific around a specific time, if they happen to be online watching Twitch or whatever, and it is that time that they, you know, there's a good chance I'll be online. Because I found like when there's streamers I'm watching and then they have like I stream Wednesdays X to X, Thursdays A to B, Saturdays Z to X, and like it's all different, and it's like I'm just like I'll just go on and see if they're on or not. But then you get other streamers who are like on every day or almost every day, and I guess like I just kind of end up liking watching them because I know like there's a story, like, you know, if it's somebody working on their own world. Like, been watching a lot of John Bams, even though he is telling people that they should watch Dave Chappelle's closer so-called comedy, which annoys me. But anyway, been watching a lot of John Bam's Twitch, and he streams daily, and it's cool because like he's working on this or that project, and you can like pop in for a few minutes if you want to see how it's going, or hang out for longer. And it, that's, for me, that's what I like. So I'd like to be that for people who like that too. And I think streaming would be really fun because there's like, a lot of stuff to see that we haven't seen before. And, you know, yeah, I think it'll be cool. And maybe that'll be a way of also getting more people interested in the videos, and eventually uh, I could try and get into full-time content creation, not have to work and do all the overtime and stuff, but just focus on making cool stuff that people like. That's the dream, I guess. And so yeah, that dream is still strong. Oftentimes I'll like get an idea. I'll think like, hey, I should work on a card game, or uh, you know, got some cool ideas for card games, and I get like a kind of like a breakthrough idea of like how the mechanics could work. I take notes, and then I get tempted to work on it, and then I'm like, you know what? If I'm gonna work on anything, it should be the Minecraft, because you know it's kind of like that, like a force diagram where like the amount of movement you can generate, or momentum or whatever, if you have if you going in 10 directions at once a little bit, you'll be staying in the same place, versus like if the majority of your efforts are in one particular direction, then you will generate momentum there. So that's the idea, is that I'm not gonna like stop doing other things, but I will pick one thing to give the majority of my energy so that I can get momentum going. So yeah, I don't know if people are watching and wondering why I haven't made a video in a while, and if still planning on doing this in the future, and all that. It's like, yeah, don't worry. It's just difficult, but it is something that I'm quite uh, dedicated to achieving if I can. And so yeah, here I am making the stairways, and I tried to get them to line up nicely so that you could have like alternating colors. So I'll have like a slab of quartz, and then a color, then a slab of quartz, and then the next color. So, because you don't get concrete slabs, I think. Pretty sure you don't. But even if you did, like, still look cool. um, and then that stairway, yeah, I can do, going to the next level, go on to the next color. I think like once it's done, it looks pretty rad. So I'm quite happy with how this came out, and I think it's definitely going to be something that makes my life a lot easier in the future, where getting blocks is essentially like not a problem ever again. and I tend to like the idea of like going big, so I don't want to have to limit my vision by having it be something difficult to obtain the resources. Like, let the resources not be the obstacle. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think a couple more minutes to go this video, and if you stuck around, thanks for hearing my thoughts. Hopefully the next videos will be better experience visually. I tried to put like the screen a bit smaller and then have like this looping animation in the background, because I felt like if I had it full screen, some of the parts are so fast forwarded that it's like you'd need like, you know, it'll be like a seizure uh, risk or whatever. It's like random screen flashing, and it's like I don't know if that's that cool to watch either. So yeah, definitely like didn't think it would take this long. Didn't want to stop recording or do anything off screen. Just kept going, and it ended up taking really long and too much footage, and just was like, you know what? I'm just gonna condense it as much as I can and get it out, because like you might have noticed the video before this, I didn't even have commentary. And yeah, I don't know. I prefer having commentary. So working on solving that problem. Kind of keep rambling, but yeah. Anyway, this is like how far I've gotten so far. Got a cool stairway and colors, and they line up, and rad. And yeah, there will be a lot of work going into finding the right colors for future dimensions, and you know, the fact that they're overworld and not burn themselves down and all that. So it might take me a while to get the rest of this tower done, but I think it's really a cool project. So anyway, that's gonna be it for today. Thanks for watching. Bye.